Greetings, I'm Professor K, and in this short video presentation, we're going to take a look at how we go about cross-compiling Windows exploits using Kali Linux. Prior to attempting this lab, students should have prepared their Windows 7 installation by completing the lab entitled Prepare a Windows OVA File for Your Virtual Lab Environment. The pre-installed Microsoft updates that come with the Windows 7 OVA file downloaded from the Microsoft developer's site will prevent this lab from working. So do ensure that you complete that lab before attempting to move on to this lab. In this lab, we will be looking at how to compile exploits for a Windows target using Kali Linux and Mingw w64. This lab will demonstrate how to escalate privileges compiling the following exploit from exploit-db.com. Let's go ahead and bring that up real quick. Alright, this is the exploit we're going to be compiling on our Kali Linux machine for our Windows 7 target. For this lab demonstration, I will be using one installation of VirtualBox with the extension pack, one virtual install of Kali Linux, one virtual install of the Windows 7 OVA file downloaded from the Microsoft developer site, and all my virtual adapters have been set to NAT network. And so to help ensure that we have a trouble-free lab experience, we need to ensure that we have connectivity between our Kali and our target machine. Now to do this, we're going to discover the IP addresses for both my Kali and the Windows 7. Let's go ahead and start with the Windows 7 target. Let's go ahead and bring that up. And let's begin by going to Start, and in the search bar, let's type in CMD for command prompt. Go ahead and hit Enter. And at the prompt, you're just going to type in ipconfig. Hit Enter. And the IP address for this virtual machine is 10.0.2.21. Go ahead and make a note of the IP address for your target machine, and let's move back on over to our Kali installation. On our Kali machine, let's go ahead and open up a terminal, and at the prompt we're going to type in ifconfig. Go ahead and hit Enter, and the IP address for my Ethernet 0 adapter is 10.0.2.15. Now these are the IP addresses for my Kali and my target machine. Your IP addresses will differ. For my Kali desktop, let's open up another terminal, and at the prompt let's type in ping space the IP address of our target machine. My IP address is 10.0.2.21. I'll go ahead and hit Enter, and we have positive responses being returned from the target to my Kali machine. To break out of this sequence, on your keyboard press Ctrl-C. If you are unable to ping from your Kali machine on over to your target machine, on your target machine, ensure that your Windows firewalls have been disabled. We're now ready to begin the lab, so let's start off by creating a working folder on the desktop of our Kali machine. So anywhere on your desktop of your Kali machine, just right click, and from the context menu you're going to select Create Folder. Give your folder a user-friendly name. I've called mine Shellcodes. You are free to name your working folder as you see fit. Once you've done that, go ahead and click the Create button. Mingw w64 does not come pre-installed with your Kali installation, so we're going to need to download and install it. To do this, open up a command prompt. At the prompt, you're going to type in the following: app-get space install -mingw w64. I've already installed it, so I don't need to do it again. Once the installation has completed, go ahead and close out your terminal. From your Kali desktop, find your working folder, right-click, and from the context menu, you're going to select Open Terminal here. Now that we have our compiler installed, we can start to compile our Windows exploit. For this lab, we will be compiling a Windows exploit written in C to exploit the Microsoft Security Bulletin 11-046 vulnerability found in Windows 7 32-bit. This version of the Windows operating system contains a vulnerability that allows an authenticated user to elevate their privileges. We will first need to download the exploit from the exploit-db.com site. From my Kali desktop, let's go ahead and open up a browser. And up inside of our browser's address bar, we're going to copy and paste the following: https://www.exploit-db.com/exploits/ the number of the exploit, which is 40564. Once you have all that typed in correctly, just go ahead and hit enter. That's going to take us out to the exploit-db.com site, and from here we can download the exploit just by using the download option. This is the download option for this exploit. Go ahead and click the down arrow. It's going to save to our download location, which is our downloads folder. Once the file has been downloaded, go up here to the top right of your browser, open up that download folder. We're now going to move this exploit on over to our working folder. To do this, I'm just going to right click on it and I'm going to cut. From there, I'm going to click on desktop. I'll open up shellcodes and I'm just going to right click, and from the context menu, I'm going to select paste. And go ahead and close out your browser. Now currently I am working inside of my working folder, and I have a terminal that is now using my working folder as its root location. Now to compile the exploit that we just downloaded for my Windows target, at my prompt I've typed in the following: i686-w64-mingw32-gcc. Give it a space. And now I'm going to type in the name of that exploit that I downloaded. Give it a space. And I'm going to create an output of that compiled exploit. And I'm going to call it exploit.exe. To do this, I've used the -O switch, followed by the name of the file that I'm about to create, called exploit. Give it a space, -LWS2_32. Go ahead and hit enter. And in just a moment, it comes back to the prompt letting you know that that exploit has been compiled correctly. And so now if we open up our working folder, you're going to see that we have a file called exploit.exe. We next need to move this exploit over to our target machine. We can close out this terminal, and let's find our working folder one more time. Let's right click on it, and from the context menu, let's select Open Terminal here. The easiest way to move this exploit over to my target machine is to start a simple HTTP server inside of my working folder, and then from my target machine I'll just open up a browser and I will browse on over to this simple HTTP server and download the exploit. So at my prompt inside of my Kali machine, I've typed in Python 3 space -m, give it a space, http.server. Go ahead and hit enter. Now this server must be left up and running. It has to be listening for the GET request from my target machine. So do not close out the terminal. Let's go on over to our target machine. So in this example, I would normally have already established a reverse shell. And I could use the reverse shell to copy up the exploit to my target machine. What we're doing now is assuming that we have a foothold onto this machine as a normal user that has been authenticated, but we need to elevate the privileges so that we can take over the machine, the target machine, as root. And that's what we're doing now. So on our target machine, let's go ahead and open up a browser. To do this, I'm going to go to the Start button. I'm going to click on All Programs, and from the menu I will find a browser and launch it. Up in the address bar of my browser on my target machine, I'm going to type in the IP address of my Kali machine. I'm going to give it a colon, and I'm going to type in the default port that that simple HTTP server is using, which is 8000. So in my address bar, I've typed in 10.0.2.15:8000, and now I'll hit enter. And when I do, I will be given a directory of everything that is inside of that working folder. What we want is the exploit.exe. I'm going to go ahead and right click on it, and from here I'm going to do a save target as. I'm now going to save this to my desktop, and I'm going to close. Go ahead and close your browser, and let's scroll on down. Let's find our start button, and in the search bar I'm going to type in CMD to open up a command prompt. At the command prompt, I'm going to change directory location over to my desktop. I do this by typing in CD space desktop. Hit enter. Notice my prompt changes to let me know that I'm now on the desktop. Now that is where that exploit.exe is located. To launch the exploit, all I have to do is just type in the name of the exploit, followed by .exe, and hit enter. It comes back and it lets me know that the exploit has completed successfully and I have elevated my privileges. To see who I'm currently logged on after running the exploit, I just type in who am I, and now I am logged on as the system account. And so in this short video presentation, you got to see how we can compile a Windows exploit using our Kali machine. I'm Professor K. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.